Hello guys, it's your health and mental coach Angie. Today I thought we should talk about emotional eating because this is one topic almost all of us have dealt with in one way or the other. So if you're looking to sign up for my online health and mental coaching, you can find me on all social media handles at Keto with Angie on Twitter, Keto with Angie on Instagram, and Keto with Angie on Facebook, and I'll be able to take you through this journey. Okay, so emotional eating is where you find yourself eating just for the sake of it. Like, you're not necessarily hungry, but you just find yourself eating because you're feeling some type of way, and you might want to find out what causes you to eat in that way, like what triggers your cravings. This normally happens when probably you're stressed, or you're sad, or depressed, or lonely, or you're just going through something, or it might also be triggered by hormonal imbalance for us women. So you find that most people are not able to manage their emotions, and therefore they rely on food or alcohol to make them feel better for a short period of time. And relying on an outside source of happiness, or like food or alcohol, is not gonna fix the problem. So this you find that most people, when they feel this type of way, they'll normally crave for just maybe sweet stuff like cookies, cakes, or bread, or chapati, those like wheaty stuff, or sweet stuff for those who have a sweet tooth. When you start craving for such stuff, you find that your blood sugar will spike. Hence your insulin and blood sugar might drop. And when your blood sugar drops, like when it gets so low, you'll find that uh you start craving foods that will help you raise, your energy to, and you end up gaining weight. See, the foods that will crave mostly are the wheat, and the sugary stuff. And our stomachs are not able to fully digest wheat, so that our stomach is not able to break down wheat to complete digestion. So we only have one stomach, not like those other animals that have three or two, that are able to break down wheat into complete the digestive system. Okay, so like what I'm trying to say is that running away from your emotions or looking for outside source of happiness like food or alcohol won't fix the problem. You'll probably end up with more problems than you wanted. It happens when you don't have to suppress your emotions. Like, you don't have to react to your emotions, because your emotions are totally harmless, totally harmless. Okay, the worst addiction anyone can ever have is running away from emotional pain, because you know you have to stay in control of your emotions without reacting to them. That way you are able to understand yourself and your body more, and stay in control of your game. So normally it happens that our brains are wired in such a way that we have a reward center, serotonin, which gets activated every time we feel guilt or shame. So once the serotonin gets triggered, the cravings begin, and you will find yourself craving just a specific type of food, like burgers or sweets, or like cakes. And especially those if you have, like I said, if you have sweet tooth, and because you don't have control over your emotions, and you're trying to run away from them or suppress them, you're binge eating more and more. And every time you do this, you'll gain more weight, and before you know it, you find that you don't like the what you see in the mirror. No, it's normal. People who do this, they find out the problem when it's too late, probably when they start to feel sick because of this habit, and because they let the emotion to take over them. So I would advise to stay in control of your emotion. Your emotions are totally harmless, and how you react to your emotions will determine the outcome, whether it's gonna build you or break you. So don't suppress them. Let your emotions be. It's okay to feel a certain way. That way you're able to stay in control. And the more, let's say for example, the more this habit continues, the more it's gonna be worse for you, because you have to understand that our brain works in repetition. So once you repeat this habit for like 2 or 5 to more than 5 times, it becomes a habit which is very hard to change. The cycle continues. Each and every time you feel some type of way, you binge on food. Every time you feel some type of way, you binge on alcohol, and before you know it, you won't be able to control it anymore. It has already taken over you. So I normally advise you stay in control of yourself. How do you do this? Start to have a positive talk with yourself. The self-talk we do with ourselves is very, very important. It will help you stay in control of your game. It will help you reprogram your mind. Okay, so let's say for example, let me give you a good example. You name a child today, John, okay? And you keep repeating the name to the child until it sticks, so that when you call the child that name, they'll probably respond by smiling or you wiggly or giggling or something. Or another example, when we were in school, you were taught biology. So every time you hear about biology, your mind already starts to think green, like leaves or chlorophyll and mitochondria and stuff. Okay, let me give you a visual example. Lemon. Okay, every time you hear lemon, you start to have that lemon feeling in your mouth, because you already know how it feels. Your mind recorded that same exact lemon taste. You can't change it. You can't think about lemon and then you start having the strawberry feeling or something else. It's the same. Your mind works in repetition, because your mind repeated that very image or message until it sticks. The same way, if you go to start talking trash to yourself because you've gained weight because of your behavior, that same thought or that same talk is gonna stick to your brain. If you go to the mirror, every time you go to the mirror after you are being not so good to yourself, after the self-neglect, sorry, and then you go to the mirror, instead of telling yourself, oh my gosh, I look horrible, I don't like this tummy, I don't like the way this top or this dress or this trouser fits, the same thing your brain is going to record, so that every time you go to the mirror, what your body or you're going to tell yourself is that you're disgusting. Yeah, you don't like what you see, you are horrible, your skin is horrible. So we start by changing the narrative to, every time you go to the mirror, instead of telling yourself you're horrible, tell yourself you're handsome or you are beautiful, you are glowing, you're healthy, you lose weight effortlessly, you are worthy, everything that you desire comes to you because you're worthy of everything that you desire. Change the narrative, and the more you repeat this, the more it's gonna stick to your mind, to an extent that every time you see yourself, you'll see a beautiful person. Okay, you'll see a handsome person, you'll see a person who is glowing. Yeah, and it's gonna transform, like your self-image, your self-concept, your world. The world is gonna transform for you, your environment is gonna change for you. The friends you thought didn't like your image, or people you thought you never noticed, you are gonna start noticing you, because of the self-talk you're telling yourself, of the self-concept, of the mental diet you're giving yourself. The mind change. Okay, it's all in the mind. Once you learn to change your mind, once you learn to give yourself a good mental diet, everything is gonna change for you. Okay, that friend you thought will never notice you will one day come to you and tell you, oh my gosh, nowadays you're so handsome, nowadays you're so beautiful, your skin is so glowing. What did you do to yourself? It's something very easy, but most people don't get it. It all starts in the mind, because your thoughts are create your reality. So once when your thoughts are positive, then your life is gonna be positive. Okay, everything around you is gonna be positive. Okay, so let's do this. I want to challenge you guys to do this for a week. Let's say 7 days. That is, instead of telling yourself bad things, start telling yourself good stuff. Like every time you go to the mirror, every time before you step down from your bed every morning, start by telling yourself, I am beautiful, I am handsome, I am healthy, I am worthy of everything that I desire, I lose weight effortlessly. Okay, the more you repeat this, you're gonna see a very big transformation in yourself. Okay, put it in a loop every day, every time you remember, you say the same words. You can even write them down, put them in your pocket, in your purse, so that every time you remember, you take the paper out and then recite it until it sticks. And this should be your challenge for a whole 7 days. Okay, do this and spam me with your results. Okay guys, because these things work. This thing works 100%. I've seen it work for me, I've seen it work for my friends and my family. Therefore, whatever it is that I normally introduce is what I've seen work for me perfectly. So I wish you guys all the best. You try this and then let me know.